"You people are always so loud." That's the line that stuck with me, not just a comment, not even an insult, but a poison. The kind that seeps under doors and stains every memory with its ugly shade. And I'll tell you right now that one little sentence thrown off with all the careless cruelty of a rich kid who's never been told no was the match that set fire to the life we'd built in our suburban slice of heaven. That was the prologue. The story really starts on what should have been the most peaceful Saturday you could imagine. Picture this bright blue sky sun, just warm enough, no hint of trouble anywhere. My wife Sasha was queen of her domain, floating around the pool on a neon pink flamingo, her lemonade sweating in the sun. I was stuck inside on a soul-sucking Zoom call with a boss who wouldn't know productive if it bit him. Even so, the happy sounds of my wife laughing, the water splashing, some chill music drifting in. It was enough to remind me what all those late nights, hustling as a freelancer, had been for. That pool, that little oasis, it was our reward for years of grinding and saying no to every extra thing. And to us, it meant safety. It meant home. But the shift happened quietly. Just a small click, the backyard gate we'd left unlatched, and suddenly Braden strolled in. 19, dripping wet, cocky as they come, rocking swim trunks so bright they probably came with a warning label. Braden, the HOA president's son. If you've ever met someone who moves like he's never been told no, you know the type. He wasn't just walking into our yard, he was staking a claim. Sasha opened her eyes, that lawyer's smile gone, replaced by this look like she'd just sniffed something foul. "Can I help you?" she said. "Cool, as you please." Braden just grinned, gave the pool a once-over and said, "Just came for a swim," like he was announcing happy hour. Then I caught at a little plastic baggie with a blue apple logo half tucked into his waistband. Weird detail, right? But it registered just another thing off about the moment. Sasha didn't rise to it. She sat up a little straighter, told him, "This is private property. You don't live here." And then with that casual meanness only a bored kid of privilege can muster, Braden smirked and said, "My mom's the HOA president. This whole place is basically ours. Besides, you people are always so loud, figured I'd see what the fuss was about." I swear the world went silent. It wasn't about the pool anymore. It was about territory, about identity, about reducing my wife, a black woman, to a punchline in her own sanctuary. My hand tightened on the mouse. My Zoom call faded into static. Every instinct screamed for me to storm out and make him leave, but I knew Sasha. She didn't need saving, not from him. She slid off the flamingo floatwater, rising up around her like armor, and gave Braden the kind of look that would freeze a judge. "Let me explain something," she said, her voice icy. "The HOA governs shared spaces. This pool, this yard, this house, they're ours, bought and paid for. What you're doing is trespassing, which is a crime. And your commentary is not only offensive, but just plain ignorant." She gave him a 5-second countdown. Braden's smirk twisted. "My dad's a cop," he threatened like that was some magical spell. Sasha didn't even blink, counting down. By 3, he was backing toward the gate, cursing us out. The clang as he slammed it shut was like thunder in the summer heat. I barely heard my boss as I mumbled some excuse, ended the call, and rushed out. Sasha sat on the pool steps, eyes flashing with anger, shaking with fury, not fear. We argued about whether to call the cops or the HOA or just let it go. But before we even caught our breath, sirens flashed out front. A cruiser, lights painting the house in red and blue, and Braden already smirking as he climbed out. Then came his father, Officer Bishop, big, bald-bearded, moving with all the subtlety of a tank. He didn't come in as a neighbor or a cop. He came in like a conqueror. Braden phone already outstarted the performance. "That's her dad. That's the woman who threatened me." Officer Bishop locked eyes with Sasha, never even looked at me. "You two get out of the pool." "Now," he barked. Sasha crossed her arms, calm as ever. "You're trespassing. Who are you, and what's your authority?" He flashed his badge and snarled, "You're trespassing in a community pool." I tried to reason, telling him it was our house, our pool, but he wasn't listening. He was there to punish. Sasha offered to show the deed, but Bishop refused, poisoned by whatever Braden had whispered. "Get out before I pull you out," he threatened. Sasha, never one to be cowed, said she'd file a complaint for illegal entry and harassment as soon as she was out. But Bishop lost it, grabbed her by the arm, yanked her from the water, tossed her to the concrete. Braden's phone never wavered, capturing it all. When I rushed to help, Bishop slapped cuffs on Sasha, muttering resisting while Braden filmed grinning. I screamed for reason, tried to show our paperwork, but the threat was clear: interfere and you'll join her. Pool fraud, he called it. It was so stupid, it was terrifying. Sasha was marched out, Braden triumphantly recording, and I stood there helpless, watching my wife be humiliated in our own backyard. Hours later, after frantic calls and pacing, Sasha called, released, no charges filed, just a warning for being uncooperative. They thought they'd taught the loud black woman her place. But they didn't know Sasha. See, Sasha wasn't just any attorney. She'd cut her teeth as a civil rights lawyer specializing in cases against corrupt cops. She saw the plastic baggie, remembered the logo. It matched a dealer the DA had been hunting for months. It clicked. Braden wasn't just some punk. He was dealing. Bishop had assaulted Sasha not just out of anger, but to silence a witness. The next day, our house was a war room. Sasha, bruised but blazing, was calling every contact: civil rights lawyers, journalists, internal affairs. She gave a copy of Braden's video to a reporter, filed a 20-page complaint, started a digital avalanche. By the next day, the video was everywhere, matched for justice for. Sasha trended, protesters rallied. The news swarmed. Bishop was suspended and Braden's college scholarship vanished. The HOA president, Braden's mom, was stripped of her title and their family was banned from every shared space in the community. But the real reckoning was legal. Sasha's team threatened to expose Braden's dealing if the family fought back. They caved. Bishop was fired, blacklisted from law enforcement, forced to apologize. The city settled $250K public apology, mandatory police retraining run by Sasha's firm. We put the money into security and a fund for kids in over-policed communities. Our home became a fortress, but our peace was hard-won. Months passed. The Bishops moved out in disgrace, their lives in ruins. Braden tried to write an apology letter he never sent, haunted by the fact Sasha could have destroyed him and didn't. Sasha launched the Ripple Project, a nonprofit to help people fight back against abuse of power using law and media together. 1 year to the day, she told our story in front of a packed hall, launching the project that would help turn every smartphone into a shield and every victim into a warrior. Our story became a spark. The Bishop's dynasty of fear was finished. Sasha's strength echoed out into the world, the ripples growing bigger every day. And at night, with the pool calm, the lights soft, and my wife beside me, I remembered what the real battle had been about. Not a pool, not even justice, but our right to exist in peace, to stand up and win. So what do you think? Did justice get served? Or is this just another round in the never-ending fight between power and the people? Drop your thoughts below. Let's talk about what real community looks like.